How's it going, everyone? My name is Coach Christian. This is Coach Heather, and we are so excited to bring you another Coach Care Connect daily virtual workout. Today, we got some really good stuff. We're going to start out with our warm-up and then get right into our circuit. Coach Heather's going to get into our warm-up here. Our circuit is 6 exercises today. It's going to be a 40-20, so 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest, and then we're going to go through 6 exercises with that. But I'll tell you a little bit more about it as we get closer. We're going to start out with some T-spine stretches. So we're going to take one hand, we're going to put it behind our head, reach through and then open it up at the top, and then right back down through. You want to close the shoulder up at the bottom, and then open it up, follow the hand with the eyes up at the top. 5 reps on one side, and then we'll switch over to the other. Good. Want to make sure that spine is moving the right ways today. Make sure you have some good rotations in there, and you feel that stretch, especially up at the top and bottom. Very, very good. All equipment that you need today is going to be a dumbbell. If you have that or a kettlebell, we can always make that one work, but we will have some good stuff today. Good. After that, we're going to be on our back, actually, for a glute bridge march. So on our back, we're going to have our heels tight into our glutes. We're going to lift up those hips, so drive them up, squeeze the glutes actively, and then one at a time, we're going to lift those knees up into the chest, keeping about a 90-degree bend in the knees and keeping the hips lifted. You have 10 total reps and 5 on each side here. Very good. Taking time again. Squeeze that knee up, pull that knee in tight to the chest. Very good. After that, take it up to the feet. We're going to do 10 overhead squats next. So hands are going to be up above the head here. Weight is going to be back into the heels just like any other squat. Your goal is to keep those hands right above the head and try to keep your chest upright for those 10 reps. Good. Knocking it out. There we go. Then we got one more quick little hop movement that we'll do to knock out. It's going to be some front to back hops. So we're going to have our feet together on this one. Picture a line right in front of your toes, and you're trying to go back and forth on it for 20 total hops here. Good. Try to get them done as quick as you can. That's going to spike up your nervous system and get you nice and warmed up and ready for our exercises today. So now that we've done that, let's show you the 6 movements that we have today. We are going to start out with a dumbbell thruster. Good. So for this one, you can use 1 or 2 dumbbells depending on what you have at home. 2 dumbbells, like Heather's showing us here, is going to start in that front rack position. Lower body is going to help us get those dumbbells up above the head. So really drive through the heels on that one and then reset after each rep. If you have 1, it's the same thing as just right in front of the chest. We're going to be there for 40 seconds. So that first round, that's going to get us going a little bit. After that, hold on to those 2 dumbbells if you have them. We're going to get into our bent over position for a bent over row. Back is nice and flat on this one. Neutral grip, so palms are going to be facing each other. And then our elbows are going to stay in nice and tight as we row on this one. Notice how the chest is nice and stable. It's not moving around. Her core is tight. Her back is flat. And there's just a little bit of tension in those hamstrings. Soft bend in the knees, but you should be able to feel it in those hamstrings a little bit. Good. After that, drop the dumbbells off to the side. We have a high plank shoulder tap. This one's going to get the core fired up. You want your feet about shoulder width apart. We're going to tap those shoulders. We're just going to find a nice steady pace for the 40 seconds. Nothing too crazy, but your goal is to hold the hips nice and stable. So as you change your center of gravity by lifting the hand up, hips are going to want to move around. You got to use your core to keep it tight. Good. After that, if you got a kettlebell, this one will be for that one. It's a figure 8 to hold. So for our figure 8, you're going to start out in our front rack position, a little bit modified. You've got one hand on the ball, one hand on the handle, just like Heather has here. Now, what you're going to do is come in between the legs and around. Boom, right back up to that position. In between the legs and around the other side, right back into that position. Now, notice how Heather does a really good job as she hinges. It's just like a deadlift, right? So her back stays nice and flat. She doesn't round or anything like that. It's just through the legs, around the other hand, and then back up to the chest. This one is one that might take a few rounds to really get the hang of it, but give it a try. Even if you got some dumbbells, it's the same thing. You're just going to be holding it with the hand. Perfect. After that, we're going to get into a sumo deadlift. So feet are going to be nice and wide, toes are going to be pointed out, and then we're going to hit that hinge. So not a squat on this one, just a soft bend in the knee as we hinge back down, keeping our back flat again. That's going to be a common theme throughout our workout today. So we're going to knock those out for 40 seconds. I'll give you a couple different variations in the second and third rounds as well. And it's the same thing with the dumbbell. You can either hold the top or the handle, either way that works for you. Then we're going to finish up with some push-ups. This one, straight up push-ups. Body in a straight line, up on the toes from the knees. Whatever one works for you, that's the one I want you to choose. Or you can even do the hybrid, maybe going down on the toes and then push up from the knees. That's always a great option if you're somewhere in between push-ups as well. So got some options for that one. You can take some breaks. 40 seconds of push-ups can be a long time, but we will get through it today and we'll give you some different options to help you get through. So that's going to be our circuit. We're going to get started in about 25 seconds. So grab some water, grab your weights, get them all ready to go. And let's get started with this one today, team. All right, team, we're going to get into it here. So grab that first weight. We got our thrusters to start. I'm going to get the timer ready to roll, and we are going to get started in about 10 seconds here. 10 seconds. Again, thrusters to start, whether you got one dumbbell from the chest or two dumbbells in the front rack, either way. Let's get started in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Good, so we are looking for the full squat on our thruster, not that dip drive push press that we've done a few times in the past. This one is that full squat. So get the legs ready to work this round. Find a pace that you can hold for the 40 seconds. Good, good. Now you're halfway through this first round, 20 seconds down, 20 seconds to go. Getting a feel, especially in this first time through our 6 exercises, just for how long the rounds are, what your pace should be throughout those rounds to get some good work done in that round. The last couple reps here, make them count in 3, 2, 1, and rest. Very good. 20 seconds. Take this time, rest a little bit. We got our bent over rows coming up next. Remember, on the bent over rows, keep the backs nice and flat. So hinge to start. I like to roll my shoulders back and then hinge. That just makes sure I'm getting into that really good bent over position. 5 seconds. So let's grab those dumbbells. Let's get ready to work in 2, 1. Let's go. Get right into the bottom of the rib cage. Control on the way down as well. We're still getting some really good work on that way down. Fighting gravity. That's the eccentric part of the rep. So the way down, very, very good. Chest is staying stable. It's not moving around too much as you row because you're pulling those things into the bottom of the rib cage. Halfway. Very, very good. Now, if you are doing single-sided, say you only have one dumbbell at home, that's perfectly fine. Just make sure you're switching at the halfway point. 10 seconds. Good. Earn that 20-second break every round. Those muscles should be tired, especially towards the end. In 2, 1, rest. All right. There we go. We're going to get the core fired up a little bit now. We got our high plank shoulder taps coming next. High plank position, going to tap each shoulder. Remember to keep the hips as stable as you can. Great option on this one is to widen out the feet. If you feel your hips moving around, just widen them out a little bit. That'll give you a little wider of a base. 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. Good. So consistency definitely key in this workout today. A lot of foundational, fundamental movements that we can apply to our everyday life. These core movements today, they're strengthening some of our mobility or some of our stability in the core, giving us all that stability we need for our other movements throughout our day. Halfway. Again, you can take this one down to the knees as well. Whatever works for us to get some good work done today. I just want you to challenge yourself. Again, you're always the one that knows. You're really challenging yourself, really going after it. Good, good. 5 seconds. In 3, 2, 1, and done. 20 seconds. All right, we're done with that one. We got our figure 8 to hold next. Figure 8 to hold. So if you got a kettlebell, definitely grab that. Or if you got the dumbbell, we can also do it with the dumbbell. Just make sure you're getting it in between the legs there. It's a little bit harder to grab the handle sometimes. Just be a little bit more careful. Maybe go even a little slower. But here we go. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So in between the legs and around, back up to the top. In between the legs, you switch hands right behind the knee. Think about switching hands, back up to the top. Good. Use the hips as well. So as you're hinging, coming down through, you're using those hips to create that momentum. Just like the kettlebell swing, you're just going in between the legs. Halfway. Good thing is you don't have to switch sides or anything like that because you do it every single rep. Good, good. Remember to come in between, then around. In between, then around. Good. Last couple reps. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. All right, done with those. First round, we got our sumo deadlifts coming up. So if you got a little bit heavier weight, this would probably be the time to do that. This is one that uses some pretty strong muscles in the body, a pretty big muscle group with your posterior chain. So get those wide feet, toes are pointed out, and remember we're hinging. 3, 2, 1, let's go. So hinging down, remember the squat is more of a knee bend. The hinge, that's more of a hip bend. So we're bending at the hip compared to bending at the knee. Good, good. Now, when you are bending at the hip, you should have just a little bit of a soft knee bend, especially on these sumos. So try to drive the knees out as you bend them just a little bit, but keep the back nice and flat. 20 seconds. There we go. Giving me your all every single rep. Be intentional today. Think about squeezing the core. Think about keeping your back flat. Think about that good form every single rep. Make it a habit by doing it every single time. 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, we are going to finish up our first round here with some push-ups. You got 40 seconds to do them. So again, we're not going to try to go for 100 push-ups in the 40 seconds. I would rather see 10 really, really good push-ups in those 40 seconds. So pick what you got to do. You can go from the knees, you can go down from the toes, up from the knees, or from the toes. 2, 1, let's go. First round, we're not going to get too fancy with anything. I'm not even going to throw any variations at you too much. We just want to knock out some really good upper body pushing the ground away. Good, good. Now, you don't want the elbows coming out too far in this one. You want to try to keep them not necessarily tucked down into the sides, but kind of that 45-degree angle. You got 15 seconds. Again, this is that home stretch. We got a little bit longer of a break coming up, 45 seconds on the other side to rest. Good, good. Last couple, 5 seconds. Good, in 3, 2, 1, and done. 45 seconds to rest here. Shake it out a little bit before we get into round number 2. We're going to start that round with thrusters coming up in about 35 seconds. But grab some water, do what you got to do to get ready for round 2 of our 3 rounds today. Way to go, team. Good, so let's start thinking about the weights that we used that last round. Make sure you know that if they're good or bad, you can adjust a little bit, whether that's up, whether that's down, make the right decision for you today. That might not be what it was last week, what it's gonna be next week, but today is a new day and you gotta make the right decisions for it. So let's get ready. 5 seconds, we're gonna go into our thruster. Not a lot of time, so let's get right into it. In 2, 1, here we go. Round 2, let's fight. Right, straight up and down on this one, so celebrate each rep, throwing that thing over your head, coming back down, absorbing the force, and getting right back up to the top using those big, strong legs. There we go. Now in round 2, now we're even more intentional. We got to warm up through that first 6 exercises. Now you've done all these before. You perfected that movement pattern a little bit, so we can go a little bit stronger, a little bit harder, especially in these last 10 seconds, team. Keep going. Good, good. Drive those things all the way above the head. 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, 20 seconds to rest. Bent over rows coming up next. This will give you a little rest, a little break, little time to breathe in between those rounds, especially after the thrusters. That's one that the heart rate gets cranked up a little bit, so take some deep breaths, and let's bend over row. 3, 2, 1, here we go. Get right into the bottom, control on the way down. This time, what I want you to do, if your weight is heavy, I want you to go slow on the way down. If your weight is a little bit light for you, I want you to think about going a couple more reps this round. Try to pick up that tempo a little bit. So, it might be a little bit different from you and the other person doing this workout. That is perfectly fine halfway through. Sometimes we got to make it work with what we have today, and that's exactly what we'll do. Good, good. 10 seconds. Here we go. Finishing out your bent over rows. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, done with those. We have our high plank shoulder taps coming up next. Shake those arms out a little bit as we get into our high plank position. Remember, hips are key on this one. We're trying not to sway them back and forth, so do whatever you need to do to keep that core tight and keep those hips from moving. Wide feet, but keep them somewhat narrow. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Again, I'm not going to give you too many challenges on this one either. I would rather have you focus on those hips. The hips are key on this one. They're not moving. Your body's still locked into that straight line. Shoulder, hip, and heel all really straight. Perfect. Almost to that halfway point already. 20 seconds. Knocking it out, keeping them stable. Think more stability, less movement. More stability, less movement throughout this whole exercise. Perfect, perfect. Last couple reps, holding on in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest, very good. High plank shoulder taps done. We're at the halfway point in our workout today. We're going to go back to our figure 8 to hold. So if you got that kettlebell or dumbbell, whatever works for you, let's knock it out. Say we're using a dumbbell and it wasn't working and you want to go to just regular kettlebell swings, that's perfectly fine as well. But here we go. Figure 8 to hold. 2, 1, let's do it. Good. Now, second round of it, you got to feel it out a little bit in the first round. You got to try it out, throw that thing between the legs, try to throw it back up. So hopefully this round goes a little bit more smoothly for you. Still think about those same things. Think about the hinge, keeping the back flat, through the legs and around, through the legs and around. Perfect, perfect. You got 15 seconds to go. Keep fighting for this one. And then we're going to finish up round 2 with our sumo deadlifts and our push-ups. All right. Couple more, team. Couple more in 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. 20 seconds. All right. Quick little break. Shake them out a little bit. We are going sumo deadlift next. Feet wide, toes pointed out. Remember, this is the hinge. So remember that we're hinging at the hip, not bending at the knee so much. Soft bend in the knee, but more hinge at the hip. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Good. Nice and flat back. If you ever feel like your back is rounding a little bit, what I like to do is stand up, roll my shoulders back, get into that good position, and then go back at my reps. Now that works for me. Maybe that's not something that works for you. Maybe you have a different way to reset yourself and to make sure you're using good form. That's okay as well. 20 seconds. Everyone's body's a little bit different, and we got to treat everybody a little different, which is amazing. That's one of the best things about exercise is we get to make it all about you. 10 seconds. Good, good. Last couple of reps. Knocking them out. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest. Throw that thing off to the side. We are going back into our push-ups now. So this round, let's try to keep our hands just a little bit more narrow, a little bit narrower this round. And elbows are going to be in a little bit tighter. It's going to get the triceps just a little bit more. You can still do the same thing from the knees, from the toes, from both. A little hybrid, either way. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Good, good. So maybe you want to really rock them out and go from the knees and knock out a couple more reps this round. That would be perfect. Maybe you want to go from the toes and really just try to hammer out the triceps for the full 40 seconds. I'm cool with that as well. Biggest thing I'm looking for in these, especially these last 20 seconds, is hard work. Perfect, perfect. Think about your goals. Think about why you're working so hard today. You know you got a little bit longer rest as we finish up round 2 here. 10 seconds. Good, good. Couple perfect push-ups to the end. Let's see those best reps of the day. 3, 2, 1, and rest. 45 seconds, team. Take a couple deep breaths, and we got one more round. One more round. We'll do some quick belly breathing, and we will get you guys out of here to enjoy the rest of your day. So, grab some water. Take a quick little second. You got about 30 seconds left before we start our last round of the day. Good, good. All right. So thrusters are going to start us off again. If we need to adjust weight, definitely do it now. We got about 15 seconds. So getting ready to rock today. Give me what you got. One more time. 6 exercises, 40 seconds apiece. You got 8 seconds before we start with those thrusters, so let's get ready. Here we go, team. In 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right. Now, the goal on our last round, I told you I would give you just little variations, little challenges throughout today. Your goal is I want you to see that explosion from the bottom to the top. So how fast can you get those dumbbells from the bottom of your squat to the top? And then reset. Do that as fast, as long as you need. But that explosion up, I want it to be an explosion. I want you to stand up as fast as you can and drive those dumbbells like you're trying to throw them through your ceiling today. Good. You're in the last 10 seconds. 10 seconds. Giving me everything you got right here. Nice little break coming up. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and done. 20 seconds. All right. No more thrusters left in your day, unless you're doing thrusters at some other point in your day. I don't know. Could happen. But we got bent over rows coming up next. Let's see them. Let's see them. Nice flat back again. You've heard me really preach that one today. Let's hammer it home. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Now, same thing goes just like last round in the bent over rows. If your weight's a little bit lighter, maybe you pick up the pace, the tempo a little bit more. If your weight's a little bit heavier and you want to really slow it down on the way down in that eccentric part of the rep, I would love that as well. That's how we make the workout your own, depending on what equipment that you have and what your goals are today. 20 seconds. Good, good. How bad do you want to get to those goals today? That's how hard we work. Good, good. 10 seconds. Elbows in tight. We're still rowing. Good, good. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest. Throw those dumbbells off to the side. High plank shoulder taps. They're coming up next. Find that right position. We got 4 moves. 4 moves. Separate you and the rest of your day. Let's really knock them out. You're going to feel a whole lot better if you give it your all in these last 4 moves. High plank shoulder taps, team. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. Now at this point, I know we're tired. So the challenge this round is if you want to scoot those feet in a little bit, your hips are going to be a little bit more unstable. So it's going to make it a little bit more challenging. But maybe you want to scoot those feet a little closer together and really try to force those hips to not move. It's going to take a little concentration. Think about that mind to muscle connection. Squeezing our core. You can feel that hip want to open up every time you lift your hand up. We almost have to try to actively push it down. 10 seconds. Very, very good. In 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest. 3 more moves. We got our figure 8 to hold coming up next. Got 15 seconds to take a couple of deep breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Let yourself relax really quick. 10 seconds. And let's do it. Figure 8 to hold. Remember, go in between, back up to the top. In between and around. 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. Right up to the top. Remember to hinge. Remember to keep that back flat. So the things we want to avoid, obviously, are that nice rounded back, the not nice rounded back, don't want any of that. Very, very good. Coming back up to the top, reset. Again, throw those hips forward, drive them forward. That's where you're getting that momentum to get that kettlebell back up to the chest or dumbbell, whatever you're using. Here we go, 15. Best reps of the day. We're fighting for it now, team. We're fighting for it. Good. Giving me what you got. Keep working. In 5. In 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right. Kettlebell can be thrown off to the side or keep it close because we got our sumo deadlifts coming up next. So grabbing your weight for that one. Sumo deadlifts and push-ups. That's all we got left. Again, then we'll belly breathe and we'll get you out of here today. Set yourself up. Nice wide stance. Let's go, team. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Remember to hinge. Right back down. Boom. Back up to the top. I love it. Keep that back flat. Core is squeezed. Think about the core. Don't just go through these movements without thinking about your core and holding it steady. Very good. Halfway. 20 seconds to go. That means you got a minute left to work today. That 40 seconds of push-ups coming up in the last 20 seconds here. Oh, we're right down into it today, team. There we go. Last couple seconds. 6, 5, 4. One more. Give me a good one. 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right. 20 seconds there. We get to finish up today with some push-ups. Everyone's favorite here to finish it off. Give me what you got. 40 seconds. Many as you can. Going after them. Whatever position you want to be in. Get those elbows in there. And let's knock them out. 5 seconds. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Maybe you want to mix it up. Maybe you want to go a little bit wider grip, a little narrower grip, and just to get through this round from the toes, from the knees, a hybrid of the two. This is your workout. This is your round. I want you to own it. Good. 25 seconds. There we go. There we go. Almost there. Now, when we are done with this one, what I want you to do is just roll it onto your back. That's all we're going to do. We're going to go right into our belly breathing. But we got 10 seconds to go. How many push-ups can you get done in the 10 seconds? I know those arms are burning, but that is what you came for today, team. In 3, 2, 1, and rest. Again, roll it onto the back here for our belly breathing. Take a couple deep breaths. Relax for a second. We won't start right away. We'll give you about 20 seconds if you want to grab a drink or something as well. Absolutely do that. But way to go. Way to knock out another Coach Care Connect daily virtual workout. Now we get to start our recovery process. Today is going to be some belly breathing, so we're going to go through that. If you haven't done it before, the position you want to be in is right on your back, just like Heather is here. Palms are flat on the ground. There we go, if I could talk. right at our sides, and feet are flat on the ground there as well. So the heels and the toes both touching, knees are bent. Now, what I want you to do, just take a couple deep breaths again. Think in through the nose, out through the mouth. Fill the chest all the way up. Exhale all of your air. Maybe hold for a couple seconds on each side as I tell you about what our box breathing is. So, box breathing, we're going to go 3 seconds in, 3 second hold, 3 seconds out, 3 second hold, 3 seconds in, 3 second hold, 3 second out, 3 second hold. Yeah, there we go. But that'll be our cadence, and we'll go through it a few times, and then what I'll do is I'll actually end the workout. We'll go through, I'll say my goodbyes, and I want you guys to keep going through it today. Don't fall asleep if you got a meeting coming up or anything like that. It does happen with belly breathing, but just know that that's a possibility. So how we're going to start this is I want you to breathe all of your air out. Every single atom of air that's in your lungs right now, I want it out of there, and I want you to hold that just for a second until we can all get to that position. So everything's out, out, out. Take that last even a little bit more out, and here we go. Deep breath in. Fill them up, fill them up, fill them up, all the way up. Hold. All right, let's start our exhale. So exhale, 2, 3, all the air is out, hold, 2, 3, in, 2, 3, hold, 2, 3, exhale, 2, 3, hold, 2, 3, inhale, 2, 3, hold, 2, 3, exhale, 2, 3, hold, 2, 3, inhale, 2, 3, hold, 2, 3, exhale, 2, 3, hold, 2, 3, inhale, 2, 3, hold, 2, 3, exhale, 2, 3, hold, 2, 3, left hand. Inhale, 2, 3, hold, 2, 3, exhale, 2, 3, hold. Now keep going on your own. 2, 3, keep that inhale going. But that is going to be what we have for you guys today. Take this little bit, relax, enjoy the belly breathing, enjoy the rest of your day. But again, my name is Coach Christian. This is Coach Heather. We thank you so much for coming out and joining us today on another Coach Care Connect Daily Virtual Workout. You crushed it, and we will see you next time.